Okay, let's talk about volcanoes. Did you know Oregon has a ton of volcanoes and is the spot where the huge West Coast earthquake is going to happen eventually, right? That's the Juan de Fuca plate, which I'll talk about later. Right now, one of my friends asked me to comment on recent volcanic activity. From what I have seen in my quick research, a few articles, this one is one of them, and a CNN article and an Oregon Live article, is that we're good. We're chill right now on any volcanic activity, basically. Long story short, there is an underwater volcano about a mile under the water off the coast of Oregon that's going to explode late this year, early 2026, but it's actually really safe. They're like, that's the volcano they're going to do the research at, basically, and nothing is going to come of that. And the way they know that it's going to happen or around that time is the amount of earthquakes that happens before the eruption. The underwater volcano erupted in 2015, I believe. And leading up to that volcanic eruption, there were 10,000 earthquakes in quick succession, like I think in a day or two or something crazy like that, right? That's a lot. For reference, this article says in the last week, the Pacific Northwest volcanic observatory people or whatever have observed over 300 earthquakes in their area, alone in our area, right? That's a lot of earthquakes. We don't feel those earthquakes in Oregon, mostly, right? That's what I'm talking about, because of our geography, our terrain, the mountains and stuff like that. So also they're not huge earthquakes. They're little itty bitty baby earthquakes. So we really don't feel most earthquakes in Oregon, although we have a lot of earthquakes. Also, side note, apparently the magma, which is lava when it's underground, is in the underwater volcano is only a mile from the surface, right? Which is way shorter than most volcanoes, especially above ground. Actually, magma can come up from below ground, 8 miles below ground, up to the surface when it erupts and becomes lava. That is way cool. That's a long ways. 8 miles? Wow. Okay, Yellowstone. We're chill. Yellowstone is fine, y'all. There's people on TikTok, apparently I read the article, of people being like, oh my god, all these animals are migrating out of Yellowstone. That's just their normal migration. It's okay. The activity at Yellowstone is normal, and the whole idea of Yellowstone as a supervolcano is actually a little silly, according to geologists. They say that Yellowstone basically was a supervolcano. The explosion that made Yellowstone how it be right now, basically, was like 2.5 million years ago or something like that. The explosion from a volcano has to be big enough, has to put out 1,000 cubic units of material, basically, or something like that. And Yellowstone hasn't done that in a long time, right? It has normal eruptions. It has eruptions, but it is super unlikely for a volcano like this to have another eruption at that level, right? That like what made Yellowstone, and what would basically wipe us out if Yellowstone did erupt like that. So long story short, we're chilling. Okay, before this is over, I want to bring up something about geology, volcanoes, plate tectonics. I love plate tectonics. Oceanography I love that class in high school and college. Sorry. But anyway, geology and geologists say something is happening soon. Geological time is hundreds of thousands, millions, billions of years, right? Earth took a long time to form, and the continents, how they be, the oceans, the rivers, the mountains, takes a long time to get how we see it now. So when the geologist says soon, that could still be thousands of years, so we don't have to worry about it. I'm not going to lie. And that's not the case for all the time. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes soon could be, like with the underwater volcano, end of this year, early next year. But sometimes, we're going to have this huge earthquake soon that's going to destroy the Pacific Northwest. That could be 10, 50, 100 years, right? We don't know. Because the earth be earth, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, all that said, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something about volcanoes, maybe some plate tectonics. I didn't really talk about any plate tectonics. I love plate tectonics. Maybe I'll do a separate video on that. If you've watched it the whole way through, appreciate you. Maybe give me a like. Maybe hit the plus right there. All right, that's it. Ciao, ciao, meow, meow.